Hello all you beautiful people. Boy, I've got a really oddball combination that makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways. And I'm going to go ahead and start backing it up by showing you one gun and then the other that's the odd combination. Now, some time ago I had bought the Taylor's Drifter in 357 Magnum. I freaking love this thing. I was making the joke that this thing lays more lead down the pipe than a Roman plumber. If you're not aware, Romans kind of used lead in their indoor plumbing, and it caused some problems for them. But now it hasn't caused any problems for me. I've really enjoyed this one. But having enjoyed that one, I turned around and grabbed a Taylor's TC9. Now this is definitely an oddball combination. This thing is chambered in 9mm. Now, while the Drifter is chambered in 357 and 38, I load 357 and 38 and I can keep it very economical. But a lot of you guys don't. So why not chamber something that is commercially available now that the ammo scare of 2020 and 2021 are over with, and you can find 9mm literally everywhere. It's economically priced, it's a solid little piece, and a plinking session won't leave you broke. So let's go ahead and check this thing out. And boom, got some impressive hardware here on the tailgate. Got the TC9 right here and the Drifter. Now, the first thing that I noticed about this TC9 that made me fall in love with it is when you hold it in the hand, it just feels really nice. And why is that? Well, let me just lay the Drifter on top of it, and boom. You can see how that grip frame is just a little bit longer. You know, a plow handle feels decent in the hand, but boy, when you make it just a little bit longer, it fits really nicely. I'm curious what the interchangeability of these is. So now let's go ahead and slide this Drifter off to the side and focus strictly on the TC9. Now this TC9 has got a really nice checkered grip. These panels here, you can get them, there's a couple of different options. I chose the checkered one because I just like the way that it felt. In wet weather, whatever, something like that, that'd just be so much easier to grab hold of. So now I would not say that that is a bad group at all. So now here we are, we're 1, 2, 3 inches low, about 3.5 inches low. Now, if you're not familiar with a single action army, basically what you do is you'll either bend over or file down the front sight and then do a little bit of re-bluing on it and bring your point of impact up. Now this is a 6-shot 9mm, and some of you purists just cringed. But the cool thing is, something you're going to like as a purist is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 clicks. So even though this thing is chambered in a modern cartridge, you still get your 4 clicks. I know that's a big turn off for a lot of guys when you only have 3. Of course, you do get a hammer-mounted firing pin there. That hammer-mounted firing pin means that there is no transfer bar safety. So that is a plus for a lot of you guys too. I know the action on this thing feels really nice. When I get home, I'll go ahead and stab in the trigger pull. Now, as for sights, you just get very standard sights. It's just a groove right here in the top of the frame and a front blade. Now, this front sight blade, I'll go ahead and tell you, it is a little bit too tall. I went ahead and did some grouping, and I found that I had a really nice group, but it was very, very low at 10 yards. So about a 2-inch group is really nice, but like I said, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to file down this front sight and then re-blue it, or possibly find a different type of ammo that might print a little higher. I don't know if we can do that quite like we can, you know, with 357 and 38. 357 and 38, you can just go a little bit hotter and bring your point of impact up, and then you fine-tune your blade. But now, this one, I don't know how much commercial 9mm I can find that would be a whole bunch hotter to bring it up that much. Now the ammo that I chose is Nautilus ammunition. This is a 124 grain full metal jacket. Keeping with the economical thoughts behind this, a commercially available cartridge that won't break the bank, I found this stuff to be very reasonably priced. And of course, I wanted to check their quality control as well. So nothing better than to test quality control in a revolver that actually head spaces its ammo in the cylinder. If you're aware, 9mm doesn't have a rim, kind of like your older straight wall cartridges that, you know, 357, 38, and all of those others that have a rim and it head spaces off the rim. Well, this actually head spaces in the cylinder. So if they didn't have all their crimps just right, I would have a whole bunch of missed fires because the firing pin just can't quite reach the primer. So I had none of that. This ammo is good to go. Now the bluing on this thing is really nice, really dark, deep, black, and very uniform. One thing that I like about it is it doesn't have a whole bunch of writing all over the side of it about reading an owner's manual, and even the import marks are under the barrel. So you don't get all of those gaudy warnings and cautions all over your gun. So what comes in the box? Well, she's just a plain Jane cardboard box, but anything to keep the cost down. I've got really nice bags and really nice cases, so I don't need a fancy box. But now I do like the logo. The New West has arrived. I like that a bunch. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and see what we've got inside. It's just a styrofoam sleeve. And it does come with a little warning here. Basically says to read the owner's manual before blah, blah, blah. Now you do get a pretty nice owner's manual. It's got all your details in here. You know, a single action army is rather simple, but of course not everybody knows everything, and this can be proved to be very valuable to you. Got another thing here that says that you get a 1-year limited warranty. This was the plastic that it was wrapped in, and boom. Now one thing that was a little bit disappointed, I did like having that really nice rug, the zip-up rug that the Drifter came with, but like I said, anything to keep costs down. And there it is. So you don't have any tools, anything like that, because like I said, single action army is rather simple. Now recoil impulse on the TC9 is very nice. So if you have anybody in your home, or maybe yourself, like a wrist injury or hand injury or something like that, that's sensitive to recoil, this thing is going to fit right in. I know I do kind of miss being able to go hot, like super duper hot with some heavy 357s. But for me, the kids, especially my new daughter, I think we're going to really enjoy this thing. Now, chambering a modern cartridge in a design that goes back to 1873 might not make a lot of sense to a lot of you, but to you guys that get it, you get it. Of course, with this thing being a little bit cheaper than the Drifter, you know, I love the Drifter, but if I didn't load 38 and 357, I couldn't shoot it near as much, because 38 and 357 is not on the shelves as much as 9mm is now. 9mm is available very much everywhere, and it is a really reasonable price. So like I said, if you got one of these in 357 or 38, yeah, you could enjoy it, but probably not as much. I definitely like this longer grip frame. This longer grip frame really fits the hand nicely. I said it before in the video, but dadgummit, I'm going to say it again because that is a positive on this thing. I absolutely want to retrofit my Drifter with this grip frame. So now if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you. That means you got the attention span for me to talk to you for just a minute. So now if you would, check out the Linktree links that I've got posted down below. In those Linktree links, you'll go through them, and it's Brownells, Palmetto State, Primary Arms, and all of that. And basically, while you're getting the gear that you need, it costs you nothing to support the channel. So while you're getting your scopes, your camouflage, or whatever, I'll get a small kickback of 3 to 5%, and it literally costs you nothing that you weren't going to spend. Now also, I'm putting together a website, so hopefully I've got that thing together soon. I'll be putting together things that I can't do on the YouTube. I can put my video up, I can do a little write-up, and I can actually drop links to products and things like that. So hopefully that's coming really soon. I know I stuck my neck out and I bought the website, and hopefully it pans out. But anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. We'll see you next video. I love you, and I'm finding a very fond spot in my heart for this TC9. Look at that. A daggum cow over here on my shooting range again. It's funny. They come over here when I'm shooting all the time. But they're coming under that bridge. There's a fence on one side and a beaver dam on the other, and they still come through, even though the beaver dam's there. That's hilarious. Let's run her back under that bridge. Across the beaver dam and through the fence with you.